Success isn't something you chase, you attract by becoming a better person. You see, it's not about luck but rather a few simple disciplines practiced daily. Motivation might get you started, but it's a habit that keeps you going. Don't wish it were easier, wish you were better, because that's where real growth happens. Happiness, that's not something to put off until tomorrow, it's something you designed today. Remember, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, so choose wisely. Either you run the day or the day runs you, and if you don't like where you are, change it. You're not a tree, but while you're striving, don't forget to be happy with what you have as you reach for what you want. Discipline, my friends, is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. These are the ideas that have shaped my life, and they're the foundation for the 10 things you need to work on every day if you want to create a life worth living. Think of every day as a blank canvas, and you're the artist with the brush. That brush is your choice, so what will you paint? Each day is a chance to get better, to sharpen your skills, improve your thinking, and raise your life to a new level. But it doesn't happen by luck, you have to make it happen. Here's a lesson I learned: success comes down to a few simple habits practiced every day. Failure, on the other hand, is just a few small mistakes repeated each day. The difference between success and failure is in the small everyday choices. It's not the big changes, it's the little things that add up over time. I've narrowed it down to 10 things you need to work on every day. We'll go through them quickly and then move into our goal workshop. The first thing you must work on daily is your attitude. Your attitude is the foundation of your life. If you improve it even just a little each day, you'll see how it shapes everything else. Some might say, Jim, it's just an attitude, it's just how I feel, but it's much more than that. Your attitude is how you see the world, how you face challenges, how you relate to people. It's like a magnet, it either pulls opportunities toward you or pushes them away. Think about it. Have you ever met someone who's always negative, always complaining? How much success do you think they attract? Not much, because that negative attitude acts as a barrier, blocking them from seeing or seizing opportunities. On the other hand, a person with a positive attitude draws opportunities like a magnet. People want to work with them, help them, and see them succeed. So if you work on improving your attitude every day, even a little, doors will start to open. You might focus on being a bit more optimistic today and a bit more patient tomorrow. Over time, you'll find that each small effort adds to a stronger foundation, and when your attitude improves, everything else follows. Your relationships, your work, your health, everything. The second thing to improve daily is your communication skills. Communication is at the heart of everything you do, whether you're talking to a friend, closing a business deal, or simply interacting with family. Good communication makes all the difference. The better you are at it, the better your relationships become, the better your work goes, and the more influence you have. But let's be clear, communication isn't just about talking. Some of the best communicators hardly say much at all. They listen with empathy and understanding. Communication is a two-way street, about expressing your thoughts clearly and, just as importantly, understanding others. You can improve this every day. Today, work on being a better listener. Tomorrow, practice sharing your thoughts calmly. The next day, focus on choosing words carefully to express what you feel. Bit by bit, you'll become someone people want to listen to, and when you communicate better, you influence more, lead better, and inspire others. Think about how many misunderstandings or conflicts could be avoided by just improving your communication a little every day. Imagine the trust you could build in your relationships. The third thing to work on daily is your self-discipline. Self-discipline is the bridge between your goals and accomplishments. It's what keeps you moving forward when you don't feel like it, what drives you to do what needs to be done even when it's uncomfortable. Without self-discipline, success isn't possible. You could have the best goals, the brightest ideas, and all the talent in the world, but if you lack the discipline to follow through, none of that matters. Think of self-discipline as a muscle. The more you work on it, the stronger it becomes, and you can strengthen it a little every day. Maybe today you discipline yourself to wake up 15 minutes earlier. Tomorrow you push yourself to exercise even if you don't feel like it. The next day you focus on working without distractions. Each small act of discipline may seem minor, but over time they add up to create huge results. Here's something important to understand: self-discipline isn't just just about willpower, it's about creating habits. When you make something a habit, it requires less discipline, it becomes automatic. For example, if you make it a habit to read 10 pages of a good book each day, you don't need the willpower to keep learning. The habit takes over and your discipline becomes almost effortless. I remember a young man with enormous talent and potential. He was full of ideas and always excited to start something new, but he lacked the discipline to finish what he started. He jumped from one project to the next, never making real progress. I told him, you've got to work on your discipline. You've got to train yourself to stick with something until it's done, even when it's hard, even when it's boring, even when you don't feel like it. He took that advice to heart. He started small, finishing one project at a time, and over time he built the discipline to follow through on the big things. Improving your self-discipline bit by bit each day is a game changer, and when you have that discipline, there's no limit to what you can accomplish. The fourth thing to work on daily is your mindset. Your mindset is powerful. It shapes how you see the world, yourself and your potential. Many of us aren't held back by circumstances but by our own limiting beliefs, those thoughts that tell us we can't do something because we've never done it before or because someone told us we're not good enough. But here's the truth, those beliefs are just thoughts, and thoughts can be changed each day. Work on replacing limiting beliefs with empowering ones. Instead of thinking I can't do this, try thinking I'm learning how to do this. Instead of saying I'll never be successful, tell yourself I'm on the path to success. By shifting your thinking a little each day, you'll find that your entire outlook on life starts to change. I once knew a man who was stuck in a negative mindset. He saw every obstacle as a dead end, every failure is final. No matter how hard he tried, he couldn't move forward. One day I told him, you've got to work on your mindset. Stop focusing on what's wrong and start focusing on what's possible. He took that advice to heart. He started small, reading a few pages of an inspiring book each morning, practicing gratitude each night, and shifting his focus from problems to solutions. Over time his mindset transformed, and so did his life. He became more confident, resilient and successful, all because he committed to improving his mindset a little every day. The fifth thing to work on daily is time management. Time is one resource we all have the same amount of, but it's how we use it that makes the difference. Time is precious. Once it's gone, you can't get it back. So if you want to achieve great things, you've got to learn to manage your time wisely. The good news, time management is a skill you can improve every day. Maybe today you work on setting clear priorities. Tomorrow you focus on cutting out distractions. The next day you practice saying no to things that don't align with your goals. Each small improvement adds up, and before long you'll find yourself accomplishing more and less time while focusing on what truly matters. Let me ask you this: how often do you feel busy but not productive? How often do the important tasks get pushed aside for things that don't move the needle? Being busy isn't the same as being productive, and that's why time management is so crucial. It's about focusing on the right things at the right time in the right way. One of the best ways to improve your time management is to start each day with a plan. Take a few minutes each morning to map out your priorities. What's most important? What can you delegate or eliminate? And here's a key: don't just plan your work, plan your breaks too. Rest is as important as action. Without time to recharge, burnout is inevitable. So manage your time in a way that includes both productivity and rest. Over the years, I've met many people who struggled with time management. They'd say, Jim, I just don't have enough time to get everything done. And I tell them, you've got the same 24 hours as everyone else. It's not about having more time, it's about using your time better. Improving your time management is a daily practice. Each day you'll get a little better and you'll find life starts to flow more smoothly. The sixth area to work on daily is expanding your knowledge. The world is constantly changing, and if you're not learning, you're falling behind. The more you know, the more you can do. The more you can do, the more value you bring to the marketplace, and the more value you bring, the more rewards you'll receive. If you want to stay ahead, you've got to improve your knowledge every single day. How simple: read, listen and study. Commit to learning something new every day. Today you might read an article about your industry. Tomorrow you could listen to a seminar on personal development the next day, take a course to sharpen your skills. Each small investment in learning adds up. Over time you'll find yourself more knowledgeable, more skilled and better prepared for whatever life throws your way. Here's the thing, learning doesn't stop when you leave school. That's when the real learning begins. As I often say, formal education will make you a living, but self-education will make you a fortune. The most successful people are lifelong learners. They never stop improving their knowledge because they know that the more they learn, the more they can achieve. Mr. Scoff, one of the smartest men I ever met, became that way by dedicating himself to learning every day. He once told me, Jim, the more you learn, the more you earn. I took that advice to heart, diving into books, listening to tapes and attending seminars, anything I could find to grow my knowledge. And you know what, Mr. Shaw was right. The more I learned, there more opportunities came my way. The same will be true for you. The seventh area to work on daily is your finances. There's never a good day to neglect your finances. Your financial situation isn't something that just happens to you, it's something you create, and just like any other part of life, it requires consistent attention and improvement. Whether you're trying to get out of debt, build wealth or create more financial security, it all starts with making small consistent improvements every day. Here's the truth, many people don't fully understand money. They know how to earn it, but they don't know how to manage it, and that's why they struggle no matter how much they make. But here's the good news, you can improve your financial situation a little each day. Today, start by tracking your expenses so you know where your money is going. Tomorrow, create a simple budget to help you live within your means. The next day, set aside a small percentage of your income for savings or investments. Each small step adds up, and before you know it, you'll find your finances are under control and steadily growing. It's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep. Some people make a lot but spend it just as fast, living paycheck to paycheck, always on the edge of financial trouble. Meanwhile, others who make less can save, invest and build wealth because they've learned the principles of financial management, and these principles can be learned by anyone. You don't need to be a financial expert, you just need to make smart, small decisions every day. One of the best pieces of financial advice I ever received was spend less than you earn and invest the rest. It sounds simple, but it's powerful. If you live by that principle daily, your financial future will be secure. But it takes discipline, a willingness to delay gratification, and the resolve to say no to unnecessary expenses today so you can say yes to financial freedom tomorrow. If you've ever looked at your bank statement and wondered, where did all my money go? That's a sign it's time to improve your financial habits. Start taking control of your money instead of letting it control you. It doesn't require huge changes, just small consistent improvements. The eighth area to work on daily is personal development. Life is about growth. If you're not growing, you're standing still, and if you're standing still, you're falling behind. Every day you've got to work on becoming a better version of yourself. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. It's about constantly improving who you are, how you think and what you do. Personal development is a lifelong journey, one you can't afford to ignore. Today you might work on improving your self-awareness, understanding your strengths, weaknesses, habits and tendencies. Tomorrow you could focus on developing a new skill that benefits your career or personal life. The next day you might work on improving your emotional intelligence, learning how to manage your emotions and relate better to others. Each small improvement contributes to your overall growth. Over time you'll find you've become the person you always knew you could be. One of the best ways to fuel personal development is by setting goals, clear, specific goals that challenge you to grow. But here's the key, those goals must align with your values, passions and purpose. It's not just about achieving more, it's about becoming more. It's about becoming the kind of person who can achieve those goals. Today you might set a goal to read one chapter of a personal development book. Tomorrow you could set a goal to practice a new habit for 10 minutes. The next day reflect on your progress and adjust your course as needed. Each of these small actions moves you forward on your journey of personal growth. Personal development isn't just about learning new things, it's also about unlearning what no longer serves you. Sometimes to grow you must let go of old habits, beliefs and mindsets that hold you back. That's why personal development is an ongoing process. You're constantly learning, growing and evolving evolving. The more you commit to that process, the more your life improves in every area. One of the most powerful lessons I've learned about personal development is this: you attract what you become. If you want to attract success, you must become successful in your habits, thinking and actions. If you want great relationships, become the kind of person who deserves great relationships. If you want abundance, cultivate an abundant mindset, and that's something you can work on every day, becoming more disciplined, focused, positive and successful by improving yourself just a little each day. The ninth area to work on daily is your purpose. Your purpose gives your life direction. It's the reason you get up in the morning, the drive that keeps you going when things get tough. And here's the key: you've got to work on your purpose every day. Refine it, deepen it and live it out in everything you do. Some people say, Jim, I don't know what my purpose is, and that's okay. Purpose isn't something you find all at once, it's something you discover and develop over time, and you can work on it a little each day. Today you might spend time reflecting on what's truly important to you. Tomorrow take a small step toward your dreams. The next day align your actions with your values. Each day make progress toward a life of purpose, and over time you'll find that your purpose becomes clearer, stronger and more fulfilling. When you live with purpose, everything else falls into place. Your work becomes more meaningful, your relationships deepen and challenges become growth opportunities. Purpose is the foundation of a fulfilling life, and it's something you can strengthen daily. I once met a man who had everything: money, success, fame, but he was deeply unhappy. He couldn't understand why. One day I asked him, what's your purpose? What's the reason you're doing all of this? He couldn't answer. He had spent so much time chasing success that he'd lost sight of why he wanted it in the first place. I told him, you've got to find your purpose and you've got to live it every day. He took that advice to heart and started focusing on what truly mattered to him: helping others, making a difference and living a life of significance. And you know what? His entire life changed. He found happiness, fulfillment and a sense of peace he had never experienced before, and it all began with a daily practice of living with purpose. The final thing to work on daily is gratitude. Gratitude is one of the most powerful emotions you can cultivate. It has the power to transform your life in ways you may not even imagine. When you focus on what you're grateful for, you shift your attention away from what's missing and toward what's already good in your life, and when you do that, you start attracting even more good into your life. Being grateful is something you can practice every day, and it doesn't take much. Maybe today you take a moment to appreciate the people who support you. Tomorrow focus on the small blessings: your health, your home, your job. The next day show gratitude for the challenges that have helped you grow. As you make gratitude a daily habit, you'll find your mindset shifting from scarcity to abundance, and over time your entire outlook on life will change. Tell me, have you ever had a day where everything seemed to go wrong? We've all been there, but here's the secret: even on those tough days, there's always something to be grateful for. Maybe it's a lesson you learned from a mistake, or the strength you gained from overcoming a challenge. When you focus on gratitude, even the hardest times become valuable, and that's where the real power lies. Gratitude is like a muscle. The more you work on it, the stronger it gets. Every day find something to be grateful for. It doesn't have to be big. Maybe today you're grateful for a sunny day, tomorrow for the food on your table, the next day for the lessons you've learned through hardship. The key isn't the size of what you're grateful for, it's the act of being grateful itself. Gratitude doesn't mean ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect. Life has its challenges, but when you practice gratitude, you develop the resilience to face those challenges without being overwhelmed. You learn to say, yes, this is hard, but I'm still grateful for the strength to get through it. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's wrong to what's right, giving you the energy, courage and perspective to keep moving forward. I once knew a woman who was going through a tough time. She had lost her job, her relationship had ended, and she felt lost. Every day was a struggle. One day I told her, you've got to find something to be grateful for even in this storm. At first she thought it was impossible, but she started small, writing down one thing she was grateful for each day. Slowly her perspective changed. She began to see opportunities where she once saw obstacles. She rebuilt her life, and today she's happier and more successful than ever. She'll tell you that it all started with being grateful. Here's one more thing to remember about gratitude: it's contagious. When you live with gratitude, people notice your positive outlook inspires others to see the good in their own lives. Your generosity encourages others to be generous. Your appreciation appreciation lifts others from negativity. So when you practice gratitude every day, you're not just improving your own life, you're lifting those around you. Think about your life right now. Look at the areas we've discussed: your attitude, communication, discipline, relationships, mindset, time management, finances, personal development, purpose, and gratitude. How many of these could benefit from a bit of daily improvement? Imagine what your life might look like if you committed to making small improvements in each of these areas. Lasting change doesn't come from a single massive leap, it comes from small steady actions you take each day. That's where real transformation happens. People who commit to improving just a little each day, who focus on the process not just the outcome, end up achieving remarkable things. Why? Because success is built on small disciplines repeated over time. So what's one small improvement you can make today? Maybe it's in your finances. Take a look at your spending and make one tiny adjustment. Or maybe it's in your relationships. Reach out to someone to let them know you appreciate them. Whatever it is, start today. Don't wait for the perfect time or for everything to line up just right. Begin with what you have where you are, and commit to getting just a little bit better every day. Remember, it doesn't have to be big and it doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be consistent. Over time, those small actions add up, and before long you'll find yourself in a place you once thought impossible. And don't forget the power of purpose. Purpose gives meaning to all these small improvements. It's the why behind what you do. When you know your purpose, everything else falls into place. Your becomes stronger, your gratitude deepens, and your motivation becomes unstoppable. Purpose isn't something handed to you, it's something you discover and build over time. And just like everything else, it's something you can improve every day. So as you move forward, remember, life is a journey, not a destination. That journey is made up of small steps you take each day. Every day you have the chance to improve and become a little better than yesterday. When you commit to these small daily improvements in every area of your life, you'll find that the journey itself becomes the reward. So what will you improve today? What small consistent action can you take to get closer to the life you want? Remember, it's not about making a giant leap, it's about taking one small step every day. When you do that, you'll be amazed at how far you can go over time. And here's the truth: success isn't about luck, talent, or even hard work alone. It's about the small disciplines, the daily improvements, and the little choices you make every day. Those choices are in your hands. So keep going, keep improving, and remember, success is not something you chase, it's something you attract by the person you become.